We had the opportunity, pleasure, and honor to interview the African Afro-pop sensation that is Bonga Kwana. This chat was conducted by a wonderful Jay. Please like, share, and subscribe on all of them socials. And if you haven't heard of them, here is a sneak peek from one of their live performances this year.
My name is Bonga Kwana. I am a singer-songwriter. I'm a multifaceted creative artist. I do a whole lot of things in this industry other than just sing, but my primary focus is singing. I absolutely love what I do. I get to do it every day and live for my dream and live for the very thing that I say I live for. And I do it, and it's great. It's great.
That's so amazing, because I was literally going to ask you like what you love about it, and you just totally just read my mind.
It's the ability to do what I love and wake up with the purpose that, okay, I'm waking up to do music. Even if like the going gets really rough, because it does, but I'm like, oh man, at least I get to sing and I get paid to do it. So I can't really complain much about that, you know. So
you're living your dream.
I'm living my dream. It's been long enough, it's been hard enough, and now it's happening. So
I think this is so vital for queer people to actually experience this.
Yeah.
To experience living your dream, living your truth,
yeah.
being in alignment with all that you are.
Yeah.
And no longer succumbing to those limitations that can
No, for sure.
that can so violently rip us from that dream,
Yeah.
that yearning for that freedom,
yeah.
you know,
yeah.
love.
I think, you know, like, sorry to cut you.
Yes, no.
No, I think just like, for me, the best part of this is just being able to be here, you know, and look at the work that I've done to get here personally, because I had to dig really deep within myself to be able to stand in front of people and be like, I'm Bonga, and this is what I do. It's taken so long. It's taken so long. And it's been so hard. But I think just to be able to do this, to sit here with people, to also sit here and have this conversation with you guys is just affirmation. It's a whole lot of affirmation. And I hope that like when queer people look at me, they don't just see Bonga, but they see someone who represents them. Someone whom I guess 15 years ago would not have really made a face in the scene. So we grew up listening to people who aren't really like connected to us, and we can't connect with, we can't relate with and to. So my purpose in this industry is to be that, to be exactly what I needed when I was younger. I needed that representation. I was raised on gospel, for goodness sake. So even the other genres of music that I intentionally consumed outside of gospel was just like, oh, okay, you're so cool, but can't really relate. So it's really nice. It's really beautiful. Like, nice is an understatement. I wish I had enough English for that. But nice is it's an understatement for this moment right here, you know, to finally be here and finally be able to do this.
You're so beautiful, and I resonate with you so much, because I do feel like as queer people we are divine reflections of one another, man.
Sure.
Of the spiritual essence of who we truly are, beyond what these vessels can show in our faces, in our skin, in our eyes. We are deeper. We have queer ancestors whose blood runs through us.
True.
Whose breath.
True.
Whose divine life force is existing through us.
True.
And I truly believe that there's a spiritual, deeply spiritual aspect to the creative force of queer
for
people.
Sure.
It's a direct link to the divine.
I think also just how aggressive we are with being in this space. We're intentional. We're like, listen, it's been long enough. And as you said, like, there's a big spirit there. There's a heavy spirit that really guides us and pushes itself through us. And I believe that through my music, because most of the time I'll walk into studio not having anything prepared. And then the producer will play something and I'm like, oh, this is hitting somewhere. And then something comes out. Yes. It's happened so many times. Like, the most recent studio session I had was with this really cool French producer. And we didn't plan anything. We had 2 studio sessions, and from that came 5 songs, 2 of which I performed today. And those 2 songs form my upcoming album. But the essence and the ability to write and where it comes from, I know for sure it doesn't come just from me being a creative. It comes from the lineage of ancestors who've lived, wanting to live this dream, and have died hoping that one day they'll be able to be seen and be recognized for who they really are. And I also know that 15 years ago or 20, 50 years ago, I mean, my parents, even if they were queer, they would never had come out. So it's just being able to do this again. But then when the music, in the creation process, when the music is being made, I know for sure that there's Andiambi Ndodo in isiXhosa, which is I'm not alone. I'm not just an individual force. I'm a vessel for something bigger, way bigger than me. And sometimes I don't understand it, but I know that it's
so
there.
Brilliant, and I also think it's not even our job to understand.
That's okay.
It's our job to flow with that force, man. To allow what is flowing through us to come into this world.
For sure.
And I love so much how you are able to almost capture that essence through your music.
Yeah.
You are able to, like the last song you performed, I was like, what is this banger? It's like,
that's how we do.
It's just so good. It's just so, how can I even say, man? It just makes me feel so affirmed also to be queer.
Yeah.
To know that there are people like you that exist in this world. You are alive. You are doing what you do. And I'm so grateful for that. I want you to feel every blessing that is even available to you.
Yeah.
Because just the courage alone that it takes for you to do that, exactly like you said, 50 years ago, 30 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, that shit just wasn't possible.
It just wasn't it, yeah.
And I think there's a huge privilege we also hold as the millennials today the queers today, because we don't have any physical comprehension of what our queer ancestors had to go through.
Yeah, for sure.
And the fact that they had to, some of them lay their lives down in their journey so that we can be born today.
Yeah. And we can do the work that we say we want to do today. I mean, it's incredible. And when the song comes through, or whatever message that's not even a song comes through, it's like, don't fight it, because this is bigger than you. And I think just the work that I'm doing is bigger than myself, and the work that we're doing as queer people, even queer community, is bigger than us. We have a huge responsibility, and they're young people today who are just trying to find themselves and are trying to do whatever it takes to feel sane, to feel whole, to feel like they're themselves. And I hope that they don't have to go through extreme measures like we did. Because, I mean, I'm young, I'm 24, but man, the things I've been through,
I'm 42 actually.
I feel like I'm 42. Honestly, it's enough. But I know that the next generation won't suffer the same way that I did. And I know that the generation after that will probably have other problems, which are not going to be the same problems we have, hence new faces to old problems, because none of this is new. None of it.
I love it so much. And I think that is so apt and true what you're saying. We are doing generational work.
Yeah.
This is the work that will change hundreds of years from now. In 100 years, we will see the effects.
Yeah.
It is not instantaneous.
Yeah.
But there's something my mom says, and that she's an Aquarius, so I'm sure it rains true, darling.
Yeah.
And she says, the axe grinds slow, but it grinds.
It grinds.
And it's like a mill at a wheat mill.
Yeah.
It grinds so slowly, but it grinds grain after grain after grain. It grinds. And when the time is right, the flour will be ready.
Yeah.
And just like everything, there's a process. And it's almost as if we've chosen, as queer people, as queer African people, we have chosen this journey long before
we
came
even
right here into this body.
True.
We had already known how difficult and charged the battle will be.
You are so right. You are so right. Because actually on what you're saying, is basically like being born into a world where you already have problems. I mean, when you look at it, you're like, oh my goodness, there's so much to fix in this world. But then you look at the work of Abo Brenda Fassie, you look at the work of Miriam Makeba, and you see the work that they've done, and you see that they they kicked doors wide open, and
They blew that motherfucker
they
up.
blew it, you know. And I guess the resilience that we have in this industry, that I can speak for myself, I have a whole lot of resilience. And I guess if I wasn't meant to do this, I would just leave it like a whole lot of things that I left. I left academics.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I left academics intentionally to pursue music.
Shout out
And
to
the, like, you know, and I was like, there's no way I'm going to be like going through this stuff when I could be doing other things that I actually live for. So, you know, the resilience is that this is the work that I'm supposed to do. This is what I'm here for. And there's this spirit of not ever letting go. And I'm not always in control of that. And that speaks volumes, that there's this energy, there's this spirit that says, do not quit. It's hard, it is what it is, but you have a duty to do. And I love it because this duty makes me happy.
I love that so much for you also, because I can see how it lights you up.
Yeah, it does.
And I think
it does.
that's that essence you have that is just so, it's so warm. It's so like reminiscent of like the sweetest reminder you could ever get. That's like, we've never been alone.
Yeah.
We will never, ever be alone. As queer people, there is sacredness in our beingness.
True.
That will always connect us.
True.
And that will take us through those hard
True.
times. Because together, we're going to get through that stuff.
True.
Together, we're going to figure that shit out.
No, for sure.
And slowly but surely, you will see how you will reap the benefits of these decisions you've made at even such young age that you've made them.
Yeah.
I mean, I can even speak for myself. I'm 27, and I'm like, oh my god, bitch, you're getting old. What are you gonna do? Like, you need to also, like, you know, be there for your community.
True.
And I think that it's so important for us to remind each other that we must sing our song.
Yeah.
We must do our duty.
The work is greater than us.
Yes.
The work
We
is
cannot
so much
allow
greater.
fear. We cannot allow what that external force that is trying to form against us to stop, because it will never prosper. It just will never, ever,
True.
ever prosper.
It's the purpose. It's definitely the purpose that brings me here.
Genuinely.
That keeps me here, and that will keep me here for quite a while. And I look forward.
Officially, Bonga Kwana stand-up.
Thanks. And like, as you said, like, you can see the benefits of your work. I made the intention to follow music solely at 19, and now I'm 24. I'm like, I've got a 7 nominations to my name. I can see them results. I can see them. But like, thanks. They smell really good. But like, you know, I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm not where I was 2 years ago. I'm not where I was 6 months ago. The work that I've done is slowly but surely proving itself to have been worth it. And all these sacrifices and so many mistakes, because at 19, you're like, what am I doing? But you want to do it, so you make so many mistakes. You burn so many bridges. Even throughout this time, even now, I still make a whole lot of mistakes and I still burn so many bridges. But there's a purpose that brings me here. And it's that purpose that brings me right back, even post-pandemic, during pandemic. It's the fact that I know what I'm doing, and I've got a bigger purpose to serve than just to be here for myself. Because if it was just me, I'd be like, all right, guys.
Dude, you are so amazing and so wise. And it just brings me to also, like, ask you, like, please, would you share with the fellow community, like, for those who are afraid to even start, what is there any encouragement you could offer them? Because I feel like that is a lot of the issues we see. It's like, people don't know how to start, where to start.
Yeah.
And that's the big problem, because like you said, it's like, just know, like, you're not gonna be the same you now in a year, in 2 years, in 5 years.
True.
But what encouragement could you offer to any queer out there that's just like afraid to start, man?
I guess you're your best investment. And the more work you do on yourself, the more results come out. And you really can't, even just in terms of this industry, you can't move anywhere if you're not sure about where you are and who you are exactly. So invest in yourself, take the time, learn yourself, like literally invest in, take the time, meditate even, and just get in touch with yourself. And once you start understanding who you are and what it is that you're doing, it gives you a great foot, because it's going to be hard. There are people who are going to tell you, what the hell are you doing? There are people who are going to tell you shouldn't be doing this, and you're not the one to do it. But when you know what it is that you're doing, and you're centered in yourself, and you've invested so much energy, resources, time, money in yourself. Like, for example, I started buying mics, and I was buying keyboards. Like, okay, let me see if I can't get the cheapest keyboard because I want to learn something. I got a guitar, and I taught myself how to play the guitar. Like, to write in Zwaga, I was like, okay, I have the song.
That is so hot.
It sounds good. I was like, okay, cool. I've got the song. I just need to put it together. So I got a guitar, and I was like, okay, YouTube, what you gonna do for me? Oh, let's do some stuff. So I got the four basic chords, and I was writing on those chords. And then I got myself a keyboard, and I was just like, okay, I just need to learn the basics. And I started writing on those songs. So I composed a couple of songs by myself, purely just from teaching myself these things. But that's investment. It's investment like money because I bought these instruments, but also it's time, it's energy, it's the morning routines. Wake up now. We're doing this. Bonga, you okay? You're right. You're a bit messed up, but you're good. Let's keep going. So just the centering, the coming back to self, the crying, allowing for every emotion to do what it needs to do. It all lends back to self. So really, you are your best investment. The more you invest in yourself, the more comes out of you. And you'll never, ever run out of creativity.
Thank you so much for who you are. Like, shout out to you. Shout out
Thank
to
you.
all the yous you've been, all the yous you're becoming, and all the yous that you are now.
Okay.
I find such a powerful force when it comes to you, and I thank your higher self for guiding you in every way.
True.
Through every step of your journey, because it really shows, man. You are immaculate. Your energy is immaculate. Your being is immaculate. And I'm just honored to even speak with you.
Thank you.
Share this moment with you, because really, like, this is the work we have come here and incarnated into this earth to do.
True.
This is the battles that we have joined forces together, that we said they're in the spirit realm already. We're gonna meet, don't worry. We're gonna connect.
And we're gonna do this work.
We're gonna do this
I mean,
thing.
Brother
We're gonna
Fassi
change this shit.
is gonna look at me up there and be like, yeah, my girl, let's keep going. That's the energy. I can feel Abo Busum Shonga. Oh, yes, Bonga, let's go. I'm there for it. I'm absolutely there.
I'm so here for it. And just shout out, like, let's just take a moment to shout out to all our queer ancestors.
Yeah, sure.
Because really and truly, we are so spoiled with how much that legacy holds. And to just be remotely part of that,
Yeah.
even just through our breath,
True.
I think is just so big. And I just want to thank you.
Thank you.
You are the future.
Thank you
You're
so
gonna
much.
take over this whole motherfucker. You're gonna go
I plan
international.
to.
You're gonna go global.
I plan
Honey,
to.
this is galactic.
I
at this
plan to
stage,
do
okay?
this to those people.
Let us start shining.
It's gonna
Because that's
shine.
exactly what you are.
Thank you so much.
You are a superstar. And it's just been an honor.
This is great. This is so great.
Fucking amazing. And like, we should do this.
We should do this more often.
We
should do this more often. This is great.
I wish you every manner of success on your journey, and may you just see more reflections of how divine you are, because that's what you are deserving.
Thank you.
For all of the work you've done, all of it. Thank you
Thank you.
so much, darling.
Thank you, Namashadana. We're outside.